Very warm. Good afternoon here from Germany. It's another Arunfoot watch-along of Indian football. My name is Arunava Chaudhuri, and it will be in a few minutes FC Goa versus Inter Kashi Football Club in the Super Cup. And early in the day, we saw a game, or maybe some of you saw the match between Jamshedpur FC and Northeast United FC. That ended in a 2-2 draw. Another 2-2 draw in this tournament. Quite a few of them. And let's wait and see what to expect from this upcoming encounter tonight, where, hopefully we'll see a good game of football. And let's see if FC Goa can control the game, control the opponent. It was raining heavily early on in the match today, but let's quickly go through the starting lineups of the two teams. And I'm going to go through it. Manolo Marcus has already said, because FC Goa are playing 5 matches in 14 days, so that there will be certain changes. So we have Ritik Tiwari in goal, Sandesh Jingan, Salto Vora, Harsh Patre, David Timor, Bora Herrera, Akash Sangwan, Ronnie Kar Budon, Mohamed Nemil, Dejan Drazic, and Abdul Rabbe. So Iker Guruchena, there were speculations if Iker Guruchena would be playing in this game. Iker Guruchena once more not in the lineup of FC Goa, so still not fully fit, I guess, according to Manolo Marcus. And meanwhile, the starting lineup for Inter Kashi has Shubham Das, Wayne Vaz, Auritro Das, David Humanes, Tomba Singh, Harmanpreet Singh, Karthik Panikar, Anil Chavan, Kojam Beyong, Sumit Pasi as captain, as well as Probir Dash. And that means David Humanes becomes the first and only foreigner in the starting lineup of Inter Kashi, who have sort of started to get their old squad together again for this tournament. So it'll be very interesting to see how they perform today. They, of course, caused some surprises with their draw against Northeast United FC. So therefore, a lot, maybe not a lot, but something is expected of Inter Kashi, let's put it this way. And Inter Kashi will have to prove if they can perform as per interesting to see how they perform. Sorry, one sec. And therefore, we will have to wait and see. It is something. Let me know your thoughts. I've put a poll in there, 10 votes so far. 90% of those of you, so 9 out of 10 who have voted, think that FC Goa are going to win this encounter. So let's wait and see what FC Goa can do. As you, I would expect, FC Goa are, to me, surely the favorites for this match. And let's wait and see what happens in this game, as we are about to see kickoff in Goa. Bora Herrera standing over the ball, as he will now, he's kicking the ball back to his players. FC Goa in orange jerseys, blue shorts, Inter Kashi with blue jerseys and white shorts, and Goa playing from right to left, Inter Kashi playing from left to right. And it is relatively empty at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium at Fatorda. And it will be interesting to see if Inter Kashi drop back, allow FC Goa space, control the game as the ball goes out of Abdul Rabbe. So therefore, interesting to see how this game itself builds up, because I guess there's a lot of expectation from the Gores to perform to a certain level. And will they be able to do that? That's going to be, I guess, one of my queries, if you would ask me, if they can really do that. Or will they be in a position that they will have to, fight, so to say. And with the Gores, the question then is, can they play the way that expected. So in Pasi as captain of Inter Kashi, ball through. And that's where we are. So will the game be shown or only live conversation? It's a live conversation, Valerie. Again, it's a matter of rights. I do not hold any rights of showing any of these football matches. I can just do a watch along, chat about the games, and talk to you all and give opinions on things. But I cannot show any bits here anywhere on the screen, so I don't have that access. Did you see that Marcus tweet? No, Vignesh, I did not see that Marcus tweet. Let me check which tweet you want to talk to me about. 1 second. Let me just check. Okay, they've replied to 234 queries. Okay, well, very interesting to see what those queries were. If then that's offside against FC Goa, we'll have to wait and see. And interesting, as said, what Manolo Marquez and his men do. There's quite a bit of pressure on Manolo and the players to perform tonight. And yeah, it will be interesting to see, as I say, if FC Goa, Abdul Rabi charging down the right, moves a little into the middle, doesn't get that ball to his man, and it's going to be a throw-in for Inter Kashi. Of course, we'll be trying to FC Goa. That's a chance, and that's a goal. Dejan Drazic, 4th minute. FC Goa take the lead. Easy mistake from Inter Kashi, and FC Goa have the lead. Dejan Drazic with the goal for the Gors. Early goal, throw in. I think it is Humanes who slips. Let's see again. Yes, David Humanes, I think, is the one. And Shubham Das could have cleared it with his foot. Awkward angle. And FC Goa with a very early lead. And does that give them that surety? Inter Kashi directly trying to counter on that left wing. Keep it amongst themselves. Played back across the line. Nicely played. Chip into dangerous position. Inter Kashi trying to play football. And that should be a throw in for Inter Kashi. Yeah, it was David Humanes who slipped, making his comeback for Inter Kashi, not the way that the experienced centre-back would have liked it. Mohamed Memel on the left with a nice cross. Cleared by Inter Kashi for a throw-in. Mohamed Memel, a lot was expected from 2-3 years ago. Didn't really live up to that billing. We always talk about to him and other players about potential. Needs to do more, needs to show more. Ball with Sandesh Chingan. David Timur. Akash Sangwan. Back to Sandesh. He played to Abdul Rabe, who's coming to FC Goa as a right back attacking player as well. Sangwan. Nice little combination, but not a good ball from Borrera. Throw in Inter Kashi. 6 minutes down. The Gors lead. Ball back with Sandesh. FC Goa on the left. Trying to control the match. Abdul Rabe trying to beat Karthik. Mohamed Nemel plays it back. Borja, Nemel, Borja tries to get it. That should be a foul in favor of Inter Kashi. Yeah, it is. Free kick FC Goa. Inter Kashi trying to build up. सिस्टम सेज सर आज तो इंडिया और नेपाल के बीच एग्जीबिशन वुमेन्स फ्रेंडली मैच खेला गया उसके बारे में कुछ बोलो इंडिया हार गया पेनल्टी शूटआउट में क्या नेपाल 70 खेल रहा है मुझे तो नहीं लगा system I didn't see the game honestly therefore I cannot say anything on that per se to be very honest to you therefore yeah we'll have to wait and see what comes out what is said about that game we have not heard anything concrete on that game from the AFF and it was friendly so we'll have to wait and see when the infos come out on that game and again we struggled against Nepal a couple of days ago and we will most probably also as Inter Kashi tries to combine in the midfield through ball lost chance for Dejan Drazic to break Drazic, the man from the Balkans. Oh, and that's a foul against Wayne Vass. Drazic. Yeah, giving a push, giving a shove. Drazic on the left, puts it onto his right foot. Nice little cross. David Humanes clears. And the ball picked up by Borja, but cleared again by Inter Kashi. Akash Sangwan plays it to Sandesh. Back to Akash, who's eyeing up. Will he do it? No. Plays it across to Sahil Tavora. Sahil to Abdul Rabe. Back to Sandesh. Borja drops deep. Borja keeps it on the left. Dejan Drazic. Akash back to Borja. Borja looking to play across to the other side, but easily collected by Chuman Das and David Humanes just kicks out a bit of the grass. Alberto Exposito sitting today on the bench for Inter Kashi in the absence of Antonio Lopez Habas. All lost, but back with FC Goa. David Timur. Akash Sangwan. Tries a through ball, but collected by Inter Kashi. Can they do something with it? No, they play it back amongst themselves. Inter Kashi. And ball stays in. Coach Ambeyong. Humanes. Slips again. Looks to me that the Spaniard surely is wearing the wrong boots. Bayong plays it back to his keeper, Shubham. Inter Kashi needs to be a little bit more confident in their build-up. Inter Kashi. Oman is looking at options, finds Manpreet, but loses it. Inter Kashi win the ball back, play it back to the back line. Anil Chavan. Oman is with a long cross. Providas plays it back to David Humanes, the Spaniard. Plays it to the left wing. Nice little combo. And can they avoid a corner, FC Goa? Yes, they do. Ronnie Karbudon. And once more, the goal is being shown here. David Humanes slip. Mohamed Nemil, Dejan Drazic, and the ball was in. An early lead for the Gores, and that should make Manolo Marquez happy, because at the moment, if it stays this way, FC Goa qualify for the semi-finals, because there was a draw between Northeast United and Jamshedpur FC. That means that after the victory of the Gores against the Steelmen in round 1, this result today would mean that they would already have qualified for the semi-finals. Pitch looks worst. Yeah, Aman, it's gone, right? It needs to be completely relayed. The weather hasn't helped. Those of you who watched the earlier game saw quite heavy rains in Goa at the moment, unseasonal as they're saying, but this ground, this hybrid ground, is totally damaged. Needs a complete rebuild, and that's going to be the challenge as Inter Kashi steal the ball from FC Goa, try and build up. The ball goes out, throw in for FC Goa. Who needs to be blamed for the pitch? The local Goan authorities. Sports Authority of Goa would be the one to blame for this, Aman. Ball back with the backline of FC Goa. Sandesh Jingan with the ball. David Timor. Borja. And build up from Inter Kashi. David Humanes. Wayne Vas. For Jampeyong. Back to Anil Chavan. Kashi, nice little combination play at the back. Ball doesn't get to Probit Das, who's now joined Inter Kashi. Sandesh across to Akash Sangwan. Back to Sandesh. Under pressure. Patre. Let's go a build up on the left. Dejan Drazic chips it forward. Humanes, ahead of Abdul Rabe, and Shovan Das has it. Now a chance maybe for Inter Kashi the break, but they take the speed out of the attack. Try and build up. Very clearly evident. David Humanes is the man giving the commandos. FC Goa trying to build on a counter-attack. And foul given against Dejan Drazic. She was very lively so far. The liveliest of all the players on the pitch at the moment. No, penalty shot blocked. And those of you watching this live on arunfoot, do like this video, share it, and also watch the other videos that I try and make on a regular basis here on this channel. Your support is more than welcome. Spread it to other people as well. I've been doing over the last few days a daily roundup of the games in the Super Cup, be it in Group A, B, C, D. You watch them, what's the situation on the ISL tender, and yeah, do let me know. Your support is welcome. FIFA has told therefore that everything should be corrected by October 30th, and the ban will be hit and chance ban. Vignesh, at the moment, I'm not sure what the FF has communicated with FIFA, but I think FIFA and AFC will ask questions in the next couple of days and say, have you got it from the Supreme Court that there is no further intervention, or, so therefore that's something which needs to be put. But yeah, if the FF doesn't do its work, then maybe there is a danger. Chance for Inter Kashi to break on a counter. Harmanpreet against Harsh Patre. As we see, Ika Guruchena, Javi Severio, as well as Puls. Moreno on the bench. The three Spaniards having a discussion. Inter Kashi trying to play themselves through on the right, ball into the middle. Tomba Singh plays it back to David Humanes, back to Tomba. Slows it down. Anil Chavan plays it forward for strikers, intercepted by Akash Sangwan, but back with Inter Kashi. Harmanpreet looks to find Praveer Das, but cleared by FC Goa. And Chavan plays it to David Humanes, who's looking for options. Inter Kashi trying to build up from the back. Not finding the gaps to create problems for the FC Goa backline. Humanes plays it through. With Inter Kashi. And the ball goes backwards. Was standing deep, defending well so far. Tomba chips it. And did the ball go out? Yes, it did. No chance to keep it in. David Humanes, surely not happy with his own performance, the Spaniard. His slip cost his team the goal. And it remains to be seen. Inter Kashi need to create chances. They will have had, I think, more of the possession. What is your thinking, guys, so far of the game? I'm quickly looking at 102 votes. 85% saying an FC Goa win, 10% saying a draw, and 5% saying an Inter Kashi win. That's a clear-cut vote so far. And lack of pace in this game, of course. Heavy ground, a lot of moisture in the ground. As you can see, a lot of patches, unevenness. Not a nice ground to play on at the moment. David Timur looking for Drazic. Keeps the ball, plays it back to Akar Sangwan. Again, square to Sandesh Jingan. Sandesh to David Timur. Back to Drazic. Drazic plays it to Mohamed Nemil. Again, can they now build something on the right? And that cross is totally overcooked by Ronnie. First quarter of the match played. We're in the 24th minute. FC Goa leading 1-0 against Inter Kashi. And Esposito explaining his bench, which contains Abhijit Mandal, Arindam Bhattacharya, as well as some others. Inter Kashi have been getting their squad together during the Super Cup. The ball is played backwards. Under pressure. But Inter Kashi are able to build up. Probir. Konjam. Plays it got to David Humanes. Nice ball through to Harmanpreet for once. That chip is too way forward. Ritik Tiwari will easily collect. Wayne Vass, the man. Playing on home turf. The Goan. As FC Goa build up on the other side. Harsh Patre. Sahil Tobora. Akash Sangwan. Back to Sahil. Harsh Patre. Mohamed Nemil. Patre back to David Timur. Sahil Tobora. Akash Sangwan. Yeah, it's in and around the middle of the park, FC Goa. A lot of touches, a lot of connections to the ball. But there's limited movement forward. David Timur again back to Drazic and then back to Timur. Sandesh Chingan. Yeah, no limited movement. It's always the players who are dropping back. Akar Sangwan. Akash. No, turns back. Plays it again to David Timur. Limited to no risk taking at the moment from both the teams. Playing it amongst themselves now. Dejan Drazic on the left. Plays it back to Akash. But there's only one person in the box. Ooh, bad touch from Drazic. And Inter Kashi clear, but that will be a throw-in for the Gores. Needs to be more movement by both the teams, as the FC Goa bench has shown. Udanta, Bryson, Boris, Jerry, Ayush Chetri. Quite a prominent bench for FC Goa. Some players who have a chance maybe for FC Goa, no? Back with the Gores. Saltavora. Looking for Drazic, doesn't get it there. And there's a connection, and then it's going to be a throw-in for Inter Kashi. Manuel Marquez not happy with that Saltavora pass. And we see Gaurav Mangi Singh on the bench with a mask. Maybe Mangi with a cold. Throw in for FC Goa. Harsh Patre. Sandesh. Akash. Drazic. Akash. Back to Sandesh. Now all the FC Goa players in the half of Inter Kashi. Ronnie. Can't guess past this man. Throw in. Back to Sandesh. David Timor. Drazic drops. Drazic plays a through ball for Mohamed Nemil. That should be a foul from Anil Chavan, and he gets a yellow card for that. Yes, might have been through Mohamed Nemil. Anil Chavan earns a deserving yellow card. And Borja Herrera, who else standing on the ball? He's not been involved that much in the game, one has to honestly say. Borja Herrera, key player for FC Goa. Important player for FC Goa. Borja chips it into the box and earns a corner for Inter Kashi. They didn't need to touch it actually. Unnecessary contact from Inter Kashi. Not the best of free kicks. And I don't see Sandesh getting to it. Borja to take the corner. Chance made for Inter Kashi to break, but denied by Abdul Rabe. Hi Aditya, no wonder we get banned for our women's team, of which all groups have been set for Asian Cup. Aditya, let's wait and see what happens. Inter Kashi played good without its foreigners. Yeah, they've played very well. But again, as we've now seen with some teams in this tournament, some teams seem to be better prepared, some less. It's also very evident that some teams, players needed a little bit more of proper pre-season, as Haubam Tomba Singh is down on the ground. Hopefully we'll be able to continue. David Humanes, of course, is joined, so that's a good thing. But again, it's David Humanes who made the mistake to allow Inter Kashi, not allow, but forced Inter Kashi in. Abdul Rabe. Okay. Yeah. Abdul Rabe, while falling, hits the leg. Again, no intention. Hello, how can I watch live match? MIG DYNX. There are two options. Either You can watch it via Star Sports Khel on television or on broadcast, or if you want to watch it via streaming, it is on Jio Hotstar. Inter Kashi throw in, but won it back by FC Goa. Again, in that back line amongst themselves, no problem. Stats show 2 shots for FC Goa, 1 for Inter Kashi. Ball to Harsh Patre. He played to the left to Akash Sangwan. Sangwan with the cross. Abdul Rabe keeps it in play. Abdul Rabe against Karthik Panika. If Jamshedpur FC and Northeast United FC want to go for Asian Dream, they need to answer a very important question. What's Northeast United FC without Anajan? What is it without Khalid Jamil and Eze? Okay. I guess that's not the question. And it's a throw in for Inter Kashi. Yeah, most of the action confined to the midfield. Again, Inter Kashi lose the ball. Abdul Rabe, should be a foul on him. Yes, given. Karthik Panikar. And Arithro Das on that left side of Inter Kashi. Once more, the FC Goa bench being shown. A lot of international experience. Ball with FC Goa on the right. Ball played to the left. Akash Sangwan plays it back to David Timur. Again, all FC Goa players in the half of Inter Kashi. The furthest back is Sandesh Chingan, just on the halfway line. Drazic, and just about kept in and amongst FC Goa. I think Kashi has a very good chance to draw since they act as a proper club. Might have once with which are as a clubness. Let's see, Aditya. It isn't so easy. And again, moving up from the I-League to the ISL, it'll be interesting to see what Inter Kashi do. Again, there'll be more signings, I guess, but then we nearly got to that back pass. Anil Chavan, David Humanes, Anil, and what was that from Wayne Vass? He himself knows that. Plays it over. Inter Kashi have those elements of that they can play a nice build-up, but sometimes they seem to, in my opinion, overdo it. Maybe need to be a little bit more direct in their approach. It's too much of square, back, square, and then played wide and then hope something happens. I'm not seeing them really putting that pass through where you think, this could be the danger. Sandesh David Timur. Borja, lovely pass across to Dejan Drazic, who keeps it into the middle. And that shot was no problem for Shubham Das. And that was that moment of brilliance that Borja Herrera can create, that he is capable of playing. Very few can in an Indian football context. Coach Ambeyong. David Humanes, Tomba, Orithro looking to play it to Anil Chavan, who stays back and nearly allows an FC Goa player to come in. Dejan Drazic with the ball. Is he going to try and chip it? Yes, he does. He gets it across to Borja Herrera. Borja Herrera shot, and that's a goal! Big mistake from Inter Kashi, and they're punished for the second goal of FC Goa. Too simple, too easy for FC Goa to score that goal. Mistake, Drazic plays it wide, and then one drop. Yeah. Borja wins the ball. Drazic plays it back to Borja. Borja lets it drop, and Shubham Das leaves the short corner open, and FC Goa score their second. I think Manuru could have planned better for FC. I don't know how Aditya so far Northeast FC. I don't think so. Inter Kashi with a chance, maybe. Important collection by Ritik Tiwari at the other end. Probir Das, his first real attacking contribution for Inter Kashi. Good ball, lovely chested forward, beats Akash Sangwan, but be it Panikkar or Harmanpreet, none of them get to the ball. FC Goa. Yeah, building up slowly, doing whatever they, I think, feel is necessary. Don't do more than they need to, I guess, is their motto at the moment at the back. Because after now 39 minutes, they've done in more than enough. 2 goals ahead. David Timor, long ball to Dejan Drazic, but easily collected by Shubham Das. That's the danger. These defense splitting passes, these long balls forward. FC Goa have it in them. They have the quality, they have the class. Inter Kashi. Ball played across to Probir. Probir controls it against Akash Sangwan. Blocked by Akash. Ball across to the other side. Ronnie allows the ball to get there. Panikkar. Karthik Panikkar. Orithro Das. Tomba. Back to Anil. And that's the problem that Inter Kashi have, losing the ball in key situations. Little over 40 minutes, FC Goa leading 2-0 against Inter Kashi Football Club. FC Goa using their experience and class despite giving starts to Harsh Patre, Ronnie Kharbudon, Mohammed Nemil, and Abdul Rabi. So 3 regular players that the coach is giving time. And Manolo Marquez will be happy with what his team has been performing here for 41 minutes. David Timor into the box, and that's a good header. And that's a third. David Timor with the assist, and Borja Herrera with the third for FC Goa. I would think, let me know what you think, but I would say game, set and match FC Goa. With this one, great cross from David Timor. And a good header from Borja Herrera gives FC Goa a 3-0 lead after not even 42 minutes. And that's the little advantage now you will see in this game, is that FC Goa have had some sort of preseason, have played tougher opposition in the Champions League too. And that has not happened for Inter Kashi, who've just met a few days back, and everybody's sort of coming together and trying to do their best. And if it stays this way, FC Goa would be the first team to qualify for the knockout semi-finals, and Shubham Das has to come out. Once more, that dangerous pass for Dejan Drazic. Kojam Beyong having his problems as right back. Maybe something for Coach Esposito to think, maybe to put Providas in the more defensive position. I know he likes to attack, but Provir has also been used to playing right back, classic right back, not attacking wing back. Anil. Beyong. Providas will not keep it in, and that's going to be a throw in. Not easy for Providas coming in, former India international. Last season on loan at Mumbai City. Of course, spent also some time at FC Goa a while back. Yeah, FC Goa controlling affairs, and that's Mohamed Nemil in the box. Gets out of it. Plays it back to Akash. Will play it to Sandesh Jingan. David Timur. Dejan Drazic was impressed once more. Lovely little pass to Abdul Rabe back in the box, but cleared by Inter Kashi. Foul from Sahil Tavora on Kocham Beyong. A lot of learnings for Inter Kashi from this game. On FC Goa, with such a performance, would be contenders for the title, with Paul Moreno, Iker Guruchena and Javi Severio all sitting outside. Inter Kashi win the ball back. Wen Vas. Maybe something. Not a good ball for Harmanpreet. Some of FC Goa clear their lines. Ronnie back to keeper Ritik Tiwari. Akash Sangwan. 2 minutes of added time. The question is, can Inter Kashi regroup in some sort of form or way? In the regroup, that they at least cause a bit of problems. Long ball forward, but easy collection for Shubham Das. Who plays it to Anil Chavan. Long ball from David Humanes, looking for Provir. Earns a throw in against Akash Sangwan. Beyong to Tomba, loses it. Mohamed Nemil waiting for options. Abdul Rabe overlapping. Plays it back over Chandrichinga to the left to Dejan Drazic. Nice through ball. Borja into the box, and there is no one. Corner for FC Goa. And lucky that there wasn't a Severio anyone in the middle, because Javi Severio surely would have put the ball in to the back of the net. Corner for FC Goa just before the halftime break. Oh, that's a lovely one. Back to Borja Herrera. Nicely put into the danger zone, but Sumit Pasi heads it out for another corner. 3 goals. Inter Kashi should just give up now, like Diamond Tower did. Okay, Northeast United have themselves to blame. Yeah, also I agree with you on that one. And it's halftime between FC Goa and Inter Kashi Football Club. The goals leading deservingly 3-0. Smart performance from them. Yeah, a little naive from Inter Kashi, I thought, in some patches. Nice little build-ups at the back, but they did not get into those dangerous positions which caused problems for their opponents. And be interesting to see how they can fight back in the second 45 and at least score a goal. Rupesh, there are 2 options to watch this game, and it's either on Star Sports Khel on normal broadcast via television, and if you want to watch it on the streaming platforms, then you have to look at Jio Hotstar. So those are the 2 platforms where you can potentially watch this game. Utsav says no crowd for the home team. Yeah, I mean, we're back to that, whatever has been said by Ravi Pushkar and others. There is an interest if someone in the Champions League comes over and plays, but not even that. So we're watching realities of Indian football, which can be brutal. But FC Goa, doing a good job today with clever moves, clever attacks, and Inter Kashi not really with any chances per se. FC Goa have been smart and giving some of the younger players an opportunity. I think Manolo will be happy about it, and if FC Goa can win this, they would be the first team to qualify for the semi-finals. And if they qualify for the semi-finals, then they can rest some of their regulars, even the foreigners, against Northeast United FC as well. So therefore, that's maybe a good thing for them to happen with the goals. Dejan Drazic with the first one, and the next 2 by Borja Herrera just before the break. So an easy 3-0, some would say, and all to work for Inter Kashi. So therefore, those who are in Goa have not gone to the game. So therefore, for me, you're missing a good one, I think. And let's see what happens in the second 45. Who do you think are the favorites to win this competition? Utsav, I don't have a favorite. I said it before the start of the tournament. We are in such a phase at the moment where we don't really know how good or how bad our teams, what's their situation, how are they placed. And if you ask me that way, I would surely think that there are no favorites in that way. If you ask me, as I say, to me, FC Goa surely will be one of the teams that will be discussed when we talk about potential favorites to win the title. But otherwise, I don't even know. We'll have to see. No? You would have said after the first match day most probably that Mohun Bagan Supergiant potentially could be a favorite, but look at how they played against Tempo yesterday. after the first match, they most probably will add Punjab FC, Mumbai City FC, but let them play their other two matches and let's see if they win their respective groups. So therefore, Utsav, let's see who qualifies for the semi-finals, and then maybe someone is a cut above the rest. Is that going to happen or not? And that's the challenge at the moment. I don't see anyone being really a cut above the rest to say, that XYZ team is really so much better that they need to be crowned the new champions of the Super Cup 2025-26. As I say, at the moment, I think any team can be champions, and therefore we'll have to wait and see what happens. Hey, Nixon, FC Goa doing great for now. Yes, Nixon, very, very clean game from FC Goa, in my opinion. FC Goa have been smart in the way they've played. They have created their chances. FC Goa have also, if needed be, played a wait and watch approach, and then whenever the need was there, played the passing game or played the long ball to create problems for Inter Kashi. Inter Kashi, the first one is a slip from David Humanes, and the second one is a mistake. Aurithur Das never should be playing that back pass, that chipped back pass to Anil Chavan, who then, of course, is also not alert enough to realize, listen, there is someone charging at me. And the third one, David Timor, opportunistic, smart, clever ball across. Yeah, that's why. So therefore, that is where it is. Sandeep says, of course, FC Goa win, but we fight Har Kashi. Sandeep, yeah, I mean, for Inter Kashi, again, they're not settled. They still have, a lot of things to work on, and that is visible in this game. But again, I would say that FC Goa are a cut above Inter Kashi in regard to quality at this moment in time and this time of the season. So therefore, I think a deserving lead at the moment for Inter Kashi in this game. For FC Goa in this game against Inter Kashi, who of course are facing an opponent who is better than them. So yeah, that's a fact, and so therefore that's where it is, where we are. Once more reminder, guys who are watching, all of you, if you haven't liked this video, share this video for others potentially to join us in this watch along and be part of the conversations. And if you haven't, do subscribe to the channel. We just crossed a few minutes ago the 3,200 mark, so we're 3,203. Thank you very, very much. We crossed the 3,000 mark a while back. Now we're moving towards the 4,000. So I need your help. Spread out, let more people join in. And what I always love to say is watch and hype my short videos if you can, if you like them. As I say, I've been doing over the last 3-4 days for summaries of the Super Cup matches with Group A, Group B, Group C, D, and therefore, thanks a lot as always for your support. Sir, if there is uncertainty around the league, then why foreign players still sticking around? Are they waiting till January transfer window, or they have no offers from abroad? Utsav, there are different reasons. A lot of the players are on very, very good contracts in India. So I think that there are certain players who think, you know what, let me risk it. Let me stay in India. Let me see. Others don't have contract offers. Others are not moving at the moment. And then, if things don't get cleared up by the middle, some even by the end of Jan, I think then certain players will be leaving India, because some players have just newly have come in, have signed on very, very good, very, very lucrative contracts. So that's, that's it. Why would any professional player waste an entire season sitting at home? Utsav, they're not sitting at home, right? I mean, the teams now have been training over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They're playing the Super Cup at this moment in time. Some of the players are contracted, so the force majeure situation doesn't arise. So therefore, it's not so easy that you say, listen, I want to leave, and then you leave. No, it doesn't happen that way. So therefore, that's something which is there. And if you are in the situation you are, you have a contract. You just wait for things to happen for you. And again, everyone is waiting to figure out what's happening with the ISL, and I think the players are in a very tough. So let me just quickly get up once. Sitting a lot. I've been working in the morning. FC Goa leading 3-0 against Inter Kashi, deservingly, I would say. Clean 3-0 lead. So therefore, at the moment, they'll be very, very happy with that lead. And Inter Kashi trying to challenge the Gores, but FC Goa of a different level, of a different class. And again, if FC Goa win in this match today, then they are through from Group B and they make it to the semi-finals, because earlier in the day, Northeast United were held to a 2-2 draw by Jamshedpur FC, meaning that Jamshedpur FC have 1 point after the draw against Northeast United. And Northeast United, due to the 2 draws against Inter Kashi and now against Jamshedpur FC, they are on 2 points. And if FC Goa win today, then FC Goa move to 6 points. So even Northeast United, even if they win their final game against FC Goa, cannot get to 6 points. So that means FC Goa, with this win at the moment, are through to the semi-finals of the Super Cup 2025-2026. So therefore, they have seem to have a massive advantage going into this game, and that's going to be the question: is can they finish off the job? At the moment, it looks like to me that they are, and let's see. I'm hoping win for FC Goa against Al Zawra or Istiklal. Let's see. Nixon, Al Zawra will be away in Iraq. Looks difficult. Istiklal at home, maybe, and we'll have to see. Hi, Rushabh. Welcome back. Good to see you. Yeah, and this is the situation in this group at the moment, in Group B, and looks difficult, I think, for the others to actually have still a chance, so to say, in this tournament, and therefore for me, looks like that it is sort of game, set, and match, and that the Gores are going to walk away with this group. And once more, let me just quickly go through the respective groups. So at this moment, if the result stays the way it is, FC Goa would advance to the semi-finals, Northeast United on 2, Inter Kashi would be on 1 point, as would Jamshedpur FC be. And Group A, East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, 4 points each. East Bengal +4, Mohun Bagan only on +2. So the next match could decide the fate. Dempo, 2 draws, a goalless draw against Mohun Bagan, a 2-2 against East Bengal. So that means if East Bengal and Mohun Bagan by any chance draw, then Dempo need a 5-0 win against Chennai to top the group and make it to the semifinals. So a very interesting situation in that group. Group C at the moment, Punjab FC with a 3-0 win against Gokulam Kerala. So tomorrow we have Bangalore FC against Mohammedan Sporting. Very interesting to see. I don't know if you've seen the new video from Bangalore FC announcing that Sunil Chetri is staying for another season. Lovely video made by BFC. And Mohammedan Sporting, I don't know what to expect. Mohammedan Sporting are in such a bad situation that it looks, I don't even know who's going to play for them and how, if they're going to go in with a young team. And supposedly Merajuddin Wadu has been training with them for the last few days as well with the first team. So those are some of the realities over there. And if you look at Group D, yes, Mumbai City impressed. Therefore, against Delhi Sporting Club Delhi, the new club, 4-1 for Mumbai City. Could have been even a bigger win. So that's the situation with the Blasters kicking off the tournament tomorrow against Rajasthan United. And then, as said, those are the matches that are upcoming in A, B, C, D, in all the groups. And then on the other side, also the top team of each group would qualify for the semi-finals. At the moment, semi-finals slated for the 20th of November, and 22nd supposedly the final. But again, I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. So therefore, we will have to wait and see. Yeah, that's my take at the moment. Waiting for the second half to kick off in a few minutes. Looks like Jerry Lalenzwala is going to come on, the former Chennai FC, East Bengal, and Odisha FC left back. I guess Akash Sangwan could be staying in the dressing room, and because coming back onto the field. The field doesn't look too good. A lot of brown patches visible as they show once more the goals. Yeah, that Borja Herrera goal, that's good. And the second one is also, yeah, it's actually a great cross from David Timor and a great header from Borja Herrera. And Borja with two excellent goals, the Spaniard, who is very, very, very important for the Gores. Very important player for them. And yeah, it will be interesting to see if he can make even a bigger impact, so to say. If they can, if he can, sorry, one sec, if he can do something, Jerry on. Let's see if Jerry Lalenzwala has any impact. So just curious, does club assist or provide flat accommodation to foreign players, or does all staff players family stay at one place? It's different with different entities. In some clubs, some players are given hotel accommodation, some players are given flats, so there is no standard procedure. Some teams actually stay as a whole, as a team, not only foreigners but foreigners and Indians together at one venue, as we have kickoff Inter Kashi now playing from right to left, and FC Goa playing from left to right. So therefore there is no one model, so to say, regard to that. So yeah, it's not Airbnb, but again there is something. That was yeah, that's the way that players are sort of kept and accommodated. Interesting to see how Inter Kashi react. Not easy after that first half, because yeah, to me it looked quite evident that FC Goa in charge. FC Goa upped the tempo whenever needed. Inter Kashi playing on that right flank, losing the ball. Drazic plays it to Nemel. Nemel across. Oh, Shubhamda spills it, and maybe Borja Herrera could have gotten to that ball. Yeah, if Borja Herrera speculated a little bit. What about I-League and lower division clubs? What accommodation arranged for both domestic as well as foreigners? Foreigners, Rishabh, some sort of accommodation is provided. So be it hotel, be it a flat or something of, or sometimes they are, yeah, free kick in Takashi. So that's that. And for domestic, it depends. Local players maybe might be staying in their own places. And again, if you're out of station, they might organize something, might even 2-3 players might be staying together. So there are different models. There is no one system, so to say, that I keep my players this way and I don't keep my players that way. Throw in for Inter Kashi. Is FC Goa. Steal the ball from Inter Kashi. Yeah, all over the place at the moment. You see the problem of the ground. It's trying to play good football is difficult out here. That one is. Plays it nicely forward. Harmanpreet. Keep the ball. Ball back with the Spanish centre-back Juanes, who plays it across to Anil Chavan. Oh, referee hit. That will be referee's ball. I hope it wasn't intentional. David Juanes tries a long ranger, but yeah, not on target. FC Goa building up from the back. David Timor across to Borja. Timor to Jerry. Is it to Dejan Drazic? Back to David Timor. Does club assist players' family like finding school for their kids, or do players come and live alone? Again, Utsav, as with everything else, there is no one model. A lot of foreigners don't travel with their families or do travel with their families when the kids are very small. If there is an education angle involved, they normally stay, wherever their preferred location is. Very often that is not India. And yeah, even outstation players, normally they stay in their home states very often rather than traveling around. Ronnie, back to Sandesh. David Timor. FC Goa keeping it amongst themselves, keeping it controlled. And I seem to have lost my stream. 1 second, let me see. I seem to have lost my stream, guys. Cleared by Inter Kashi. And that's a foul against Karthik Panikar. Hi Kumar, welcome back. Free kick for FC Goa on the right. That's not a good position to allow FC Goa to have a free kick, because that's a good position. Foul from Panikar against Abdul Rabe. It's a good position for Borja Herrera. He was going to put it into the danger zone. And there, David Timor, Sandesh Chingan will be ready to pounce. Ball from the right. Borja, nicely done. Cleared by Inter Kashi. Ball with Abdul Rabe at the back. Again, ball with FC Goa. Harsh Patre plays it across to Jerry. Played to David Timor, Sandesh Chingan. Again, once more, all the Goa players are in the half of Inter Kashi. Oh, Abdul Rabe. Cleared by Aritra Das. With all the uncertainties surrounding, and there's a substitution for Inter Kashi. Kojam Bayong is coming off. And Sandeep Mandi is coming on to replace him. So something that I said in the first half, he was one of the weak links. And Javi Severio is getting ready to come on for Mohamed Nemil. So the young Mohamed Nemil had his good moments in the game, but couldn't score. Now a real number 9 in Javi Severio coming on. Sorry, Rishabh, your question or your observation was, with all the uncertainties surrounding Football, my club recently landed some sponsorships, and this pay and play model is quite flourished over the decade, at least in Mumbai, other areas. Yeah, it has, and maybe it is one of those few things that can help clubs sustain, because it's a problem that that we are where we are, and but yeah, let's see. But you don't know about other areas, so yeah, it's interesting to see how. So yeah, guten Abend, good evening, Zoravar. Welcome back. Mohamed Nebel is another of those players with wasted potential. Massive, Zoravar. 2-3 years ago, we were talking about him being the next big thing. This reminds me of our under 23 discussion, and Mohamed Nebel is would be one of my prime examples of saying, you know what, guys, he could be or should be doing more, should be close to being an Indian national team player, but Mohamed Nemil has never achieved that, and that's the problem, right? Again, potential is not going to be enough, in my opinion, and that's the biggest problem we have with our young players. So therefore, if you ask me, sorry, let's move across a little. Yeah, that's the problem that we have with the players. Right, FC Goa still leading 3-0, and heading to an undisturbed win, most probably, in this encounter, with Manuel Marquez most probably very, very happy with what is happening all there. And with this result, especially those 2 goals from Borja, 38 and 42nd, that confirmed, so to say, that Goa tightened their grip. So therefore, let's wait and see. And so people hyping Bryson should wait and see whether he maintains growth or fizzles out. Yeah, Zoravar, it's him. It's someone like an Abdul Rabe, also at FC Goa, is an interesting example. Let's see. There are a lot of these players. We've had a lot of these players. Mohamed Sanan comes to my mind. Even Mohamed Suhail doing well at the moment. But again, we'll be speaking about Mohamed Suhail as we're talking about Mohamed Nemel at the moment. So therefore, for a lot of these wingers, there are very few, who've been able to maintain their level with ups and downs. Changte is, I guess, the one that I would pick out, and that's where we are, where we stand at this moment in time, and let's wait and see what happens, right? So so yeah, Sandesh plays it across to Ronnie. Abdul Rabe loses the ball, but no danger. Sahil Tavora. Yeah, Inter Kashi very defensive at the moment. Lacking intent. Another one released a new youth development plan, but where's the money to it without ISL money? Kumar, they don't have money for anything. So yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. How much influence do agents have when these players make decisions like choosing money or playing time, Tikcham, or not going to Europe? Chante, massive. Rishabh, massive. Some players are more independent. Some listen to their agents. Sometimes on the money part, a lot of players decide for themselves. Sometimes also the agent is interested because he gets his percentage of the deal. So yeah, but they haven't influence. But sometimes some players will take the decisions on their own. Long ball, maybe a chance for Abdul Rabe. Oh, could be danger. Cleared by Inter Kashi. And Sandesh keeps the ball in. Plays it across to Sahil Tavora. Harsh Patre, Sahil Tavora, Ronnie moving up. Plays it to Abdul Rabe, but is he going to get to it? No, he won't. And this will be a throw in for, goal kick for Inter Kashi. Why do you think wingers are struggling to grow? They get ample game time as wing position is mostly void of foreigners. So a very good question actually. Why is that the case? I think the problem with our wingers are because they get opportunities at a young age. And we see them on a regular basis, instances that we would then say, you know what, these are players who are getting their chances, their opportunities. We will see their growth, but and then we don't. Right. So therefore, for me, that's a big problem. Oh, that could have been a chance for Abdul Rabe. Let's see. Yeah, there is contact from Sandeep Mandi. FC Goa playing amongst themselves. Borja, David Timor. Intercepted by Inter Kashi. So if I look at wingers are getting opportunities, but getting opportunities, improving yourselves. Again, you seem to have the next generation ready, but then the next generation gets a chance, and the next generation gets a chance, and then we fall back onto the ones where we think, you know, they've gotten some proven track record. We fall back to the Changtes, to the Udantas, you know, even a Bipin at East Bengal. You know, we're talking more about Bipin than P. Vishnu or Shayan Banerjee or whoever. So experience does count, and that's something which I say again and again. Give youngsters a chance, but if they can't prove it on a regular basis, they are not good enough to be in that position, and that's something that, you know, that people don't want to accept. 60 minutes now through, and that's a foul on Karthik Panikkar from Abdul Rabe this time. Yeah. And Ika Guru Chena ready to come on. Had been off and out for a while due to injury. Manolo will surely be happy to have an additional option back. And that ball is likely to go out. Ronnie, well done. And there are 2 substitutions for FC Goa. Iker Guruchina coming on for Borja Herrera. And Prachit as well coming on. Prachit comes on. Important minutes for Iker Guruchena. Borja has done his job, 2 goals. In my opinion, both wingers and wing-back positions where India should have ample choices, as foreigners hardly take these positions, both in IS and I-League. Very true. Hardly would be saying it wrongly, because I don't think. Do we have a foreign wing-back? Just thinking. No, I don't think so. And FC Goa tried to build up from the right. We don't have a foreign wing-back, and we don't have. We do have foreign wingers, per se. Like, for example, today Dejan Drazic is there, but again, who is, if you see the ball control, the positioning, the football intelligence, I don't see any Indian winger being that. Oh, mistake! Nearly, and Abdul Rabe nearly got to it. It's going to be a throw in for FC Goa. So therefore, yeah, Zoravar, very right to say. But again, I guess we don't have an answer to that, right? So therefore, that's the reality of Indian football, I guess, at this moment in time as we speak. So FC Goa with the ball. David Timor with an attempt. And despite playing as a centre back, showing his midfielder qualities, being allowed to be a midfielder today. I still can't digest why Mumbai City FC decided to drive Vipin's number, even though he never reached double figure. Imagine then the number 7 for Chunk, they would be insane, right? Yeah, Rishabh, to me, retiring numbers is always a difficult one because, maybe it makes sense, but often it doesn't. So, Bipin, like you say, doesn't make sense. Yeah. And following is more of wide forwards. But yeah, they are. Again, you can discuss what position. Yeah, but our attacking wingers, again, you mentioned Ajare, but I'm looking today at Dejan Drazic. None of our players of that quality or even close. That's the danger. So Rava says, in my opinion, the reason behind this is because our grassroots system is so pathetic that the players coming out of these academies and not even ready to play senior football until that improves Indian football won't improve in even decades. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. And FC Goa putting pressure on Inter Kashi, but Inter Kashi able to play out, or they do keep the ball for once. Wayne Vas across. You mentioned a very important thing, Zoravar, and that's the grassroots system. Grassroots system and coaching. Those are the areas where we will need to have to improve if we're going to reach anything. Very important. And to me, that's where we are faltering at the moment. FC Goa have the ball back. 65 plus minutes now played. Retiring number makes only sense in case a player dies, rather or something like one club man has a contribution. Yeah, Rushabh, maybe that, maybe not even that, in my opinion, right? So, yeah. FC Goa with the ball. It's a lot of one-way traffic today. Inter Kashi completely is dropped into a defensive shell. Sandesh. David Timor. Dejan Drazic chips it across the man, then looking at options. But Inter Kashi win it. Oh, nice little trick over there. But Drazic has the ball back. David Timor chips it into the danger zone. And Rio blocks it free for Abdul Rabe, who doesn't get to it. What does that Kritik post regarding Chetri yesterday from BFC? Does it mean that his son joined the BFC? No, Zoravar, it was that Sunil is staying another season. The joke was about his son, so to say, or the club not really interested to extend, but yeah. Udanta coming on for Dejan Drazic. Substitutions at both ends. Yeah, that's a foul given by the ref from Ronnie. So therefore, Zoravar, Sunil, 26-27 season, seems to be playing for BFC. I think given the scenario, also around the national team, maybe not the best time for Sunil to retire. Free kick for Inter Kashi in their own half. And actually a very quiet second 45. And cleared by Ronnie for a throw-in for Inter Kashi. Inter Kashi close to getting into the box. Can they do that? Mandi. Karthik. Tomba. Karthik. Karthik tries to play through, misses it. Now a chance for FC Goa to break. Ikar Guruchena. And that's a foul on Ikar. Yeah, Inter Kashi trying their best, but at this moment it doesn't look good enough, to be very honest. Ball with FC Goa. How much salary is Khalid getting from AFL? Rishabh, I know the number, but I don't think it's, as far as I know, it's not public information. Therefore, that I will not disclose it. I think Chetu should have retired this year, but India, no one wants to retire in sports until you become a villain. No, Zorawar, I think Sunil could have retired in the summer. Yeah. I don't think that is a thing, but Sunil had a very good season last year. Wanted to help India qualify for the Asian Cup. But he said, you know what, I will stick on until the end of the qualifiers, which will be in March next year. And if I look at it, that he's now trained himself, worked on himself. He wants to finish the season, so to say, and therefore, in my opinion, it makes sense for him to finish off the 26-27 season, if it, of course, happens, besides only the Super Cup. Ronnie, on the right. Let's go on. Combining at the back. Sandesh. Harsh Patre, Sandesh, David Timor. It's the same formula. They're allowed to get into the Inter Kashi half. Amanpreet doing a lot of running as a striker. Prachit. Nice ball onto the wing. Udanta into the danger area. Oh, nearly a no goal. Ashray Bhardwaj clears. Important one from Ashray. Always good to see Ashray play. One of the first players to join the Round Glass Academy when we set the whole thing up. And into danger zone. Somehow out of danger. And Abdul Rabe, terrible cross. Prachit, that's a better one to the other side. Nicely kept. They go keep it amongst themselves. I'd say one last fair for Sunil in March against Hong Kong. Yeah, Rishabh, I think that would be fitting. Don't you think the BC Academy has been a huge letdown despite the corporate backing running for more than a decade and get 2 pros in national level prospect? Yeah, Zorawar. I think Vinit Venkatesh is the first and the only one who's been really produced by them. But otherwise, yeah, that's it. FC Goa combining themselves. Ronnie, Abdul Rabe, ball into the box, danger area, and obviously he misses it. Cleared by Inter Kashi. It's very often now one-way traffic for the Gors. Inter Kashi just trying to survive in this game. That's, I think, their biggest drawback at the moment. Ball on that left wing with Udanta. Plays it back to Jerry. Ball to Ronnie. Harsh Patre, who's done a good job in the middle of the park. Harsh Patre. And that's a shot attempt. A save, and Prachit. Long range attempt from the youngster Prajit Naik Gaunkar, trying his luck from range. And Shubham Das has it in the second attempt. Do clubs in Germany have pay and play model in lower divisions? No, Rushabh, they don't. Takashi keeping it amongst them. Long ball from David Humanes. That's a good ball forward for Sumit Pasi. Was been pushed a little off. Nice ball from Provedas, but way over in the end by Ashish Jha, by the substitute. Let's go once more with the ball, moving forward. Jerry, Udanta, Prachit. Ball across to Sandesh, Ronnie. David Timor, short to Prachit, back to David Timor, back to Sandesh. Again, all the God players are in the half of Inter Kashi, except Sandesh now has dropped a little back. Yeah, just a little inside. David Timor. Nice little combination play from the Gors. Shot attempt. And just doesn't hit the goal. Prachit Naik Gaunkar. Maybe a youngster to look forward to. To Bundesliga players, Jamban, other than for monetary reasons, to be able to win titles. And that's more than money sometimes. Schalke is having quite a good run. Do you think they'll make it into Bundesliga? Rushabh, difficult to say. I saw them in pre-season. I thought they were poor. But they've done actually very well so far. So let's wait and see. At the moment, Muslic is doing an excellent job with them. FC Goa have the ball again, and foul given. Against Aritra Das. Oh, that was not nice from the young defender. Gets a yellow card for that. 77 plus minutes. The Gors are leading 3-0 against Inter Kashi FC. More than 78 minutes. It's David Timor. Udanta back with David Timor. Will chip it into the box. Obviously, video, but into the arms of Shubham Das, the curling ball. David Humanes. Weird fact is that the defunct AFF Elite Academy produced more talents in last decade than all these corporate academies combined. I would say AFF Elite Academy more than 1.5 decades. And Probidas is not happy with himself. So however, in last 15, 16, 17, 18 years, the AFF Elite Academy produced. After Klopp era, Dortmund always fell short against Bayern until Leverkusen happened, but now they are poached well, really bad. Will they recover? They also have a decent run now. Let's wait and see who can challenge Bayern, be it Dortmund, be it Leverkusen, be it Leipzig. There are options. But Bayern at the moment are most probably one of the best teams in Europe, maybe in the world. FC Goa combining on that left flank. Udanta, one too many. Jerry keeps the ball. Jerry makes a long range attempt. Flies over. Can't keep it on goal. Wins the ball. Against Probir. And that's a duel amongst two former India players or even elite academy players of the AFF. 10-2 shots in favor of FC Goa. Bad first touch from Ika Gorochena. Oh, mistake. Actually, can I keep it in? Karthik? Yeah, it does. Oh, that's a wild attempt from Harmanpreet. He's now wearing the armband of the captain with Sumit Pasi off. But Ashray early on. Written on, yeah. Wild attempt. Rodas plays it out. Doesn't take a chance. Throw in FC Goa. Ronnie is going to take it. 82 minutes nearly played at the Fatorda. Comfortable victory for FC Goa. Inter Kashi never a challenge for them after that early goal. Abdul back to Sandesh. Once more is the only FC Goa player in his own half. David Timor. Cherry. Siverio. Cherry. Timor. Harsh Patre. Ronnie. Ronnie tries to beat Karthik Panekar but cleared jointly with Mandi. Tomba plays it back. Oh, too risky. Javi Siverio wins the ball. Plays it back to David Timor. Timor back to Siverio. Siverio back to Sandesh Chingan. So what happened to Federation Cup tournament? Utsav, the Super Cup per se is the replacement of the Federation Cup, no? in that way. So it's a wild long range attempt. There's another substitution for Inter Kashi. Harmanpreet going off, and Sweden Fernandes coming on. Another one of those talented wingers who's not made the next level. I wonder why can't Leipzig keep the best players? They are owned by Red Bull. They are good at scouting players. They can simply offer good contracts and challenge for title consistently. They have a certain budget given by the Red Bull company, and they have to run the club within that budget. They don't spend widely. This is not some stupid, Premier League club like Man United or a Liverpool who just literally throw around with money. No, Leipzig have a concept, have an idea. Best scout. They don't throw around with money. They know what they do with the money. It's not, as I said, United, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, all of them, even the mid-sized teams in the Premier League throw around with money. They don't. Leipzig have an idea. Leipzig have a plan. Foul from Sandeep Mandi against Iker Guruchena. Yeah. Step on the foot and then on that ankle. Free kick, FC Goa. To be taken by, looks like David Timor. Borja no longer on the field. David Timor, long range attempt and good save from Shubham Das. Corner for FC Goa. It's a good attempt, but good save also from the young keeper. Ball with Shubham Das. Corner and from Iker Guruchena to the young keeper. Good shot, but again, second contact. Inter Kashi have no plans of how to penetrate FC Goa, so I just have to put on the lights. That's a big problem for Inter Kashi. No attacking penetration at all today. Jerry clears it against Sweden. The big problem that Inter Kashi unable to put any kind of pressure on the defensive unit of FC Goa. This match is surely a mismatch today. Inter Kashi a lot to do. They will need their foreigners to give them some structure, some stability in their midfield and attacking positions. Well, that's a foul by Abdul Rabe on Fijam Vikash. Inter Kashi combining amongst themselves, trying to mistake. Abdul Rabe plays it to Kavi Severio. Prachit. Ashpatre to Ronnie. And Inter Kashi intercept. Sweden Fernandes. And Inter Kashi have lost the ball again. Abdul Rabe now with some pace. Has only got Javi Severio in front of him. Missed the chance to play it across to Javi Severio. And it's cleared by Inter Kashi. But FC Goa win the ball back. Prachit. Iker Guruchena. Chips it to Abdul Rabe. Nicely kept. Prachit. Ash Patre with the long range attempt. But no problem. For Shubham Das. Leipzig have had quite good squads over the decade. Then they ended up poached away and they take a season or two to build it back, same as Frankfurt Leverkusen. I wouldn't say that, Rushabh. Leipzig, this last year has been the first time that they've not been able to rebuild. They've been rebuilding squads over the summers for the last 6-7 years, right? And they've been able to do it every summer. That 2-3 of their best players are taken away, and a bit of trouble on the field, and so therefore, even Frankfurt. I mean, how many strikers have there been since 18-19? How many strikers, top class strikers, have they been able to put out into the system, right? Even Ekitike only stayed for 18 months, right? So that's been quite regular. And even Stuttgart has been now rebuilding, but Stuttgart was it 4 or 5 seasons ago were actually a team in the second Bundesliga. So I have to keep that in mind. And and Leverkusen had an exceptional batch and an exceptional coach. So Leverkusen have had these problems, yes, again and again. Who cares about German clubs except Bayern anyway? It seems like the Germans are the same as the French clubs, powerful single club muscling the whole league. No, Aditya. Who cares about German clubs? I think more than you would think. I think German clubs in their own rights, yes, Bayern Munich is by far the strongest team in the league. But if you look at the league, I think it would be one of the strongest, if not the strongest, in my opinion. I think you will always look at the PR angle. Again, would you then say, even the Premier League has been mainly about Man City and a little bit of Liverpool over the last decade, right? But you will never say that because, there are top 6 and this and that. If Manchester United can be top 6 in the Premier League, that for me shows me how bad the Premier League is. Sorry to say that, right? So therefore, that shows you the issue of quality is there across the leagues, even La Liga. Real Madrid, Barcelona, no, they're not. Leipzig could generally give competition to the heavy hitter Bayern, but look how the Germans hate the club. It seems like provisions, okay, Bayern mastering the club alone. No, they don't. Again, and this is, these are the problems I see, that you guys see it from the outside, and there's observations. You read a lot and podcasts and this and that. Everything. Yes, Leipzig doesn't have too many fans. That's true. The traditional football fans will always say we're against Leipzig, but the point at the end of the day is that from a football perspective, Ralf Rangnick and others have actually literally revolutionized the way football is played, and they've done that. So yeah, but unlike others, they are entirely owned by Red Bull. They even bypass the field. So why they have a budget is because of Bundesliga regulations. Yes, of course, there are Bundesliga regulations. There are profit and loss numbers that are there. And again, it is not that Red Bull is saying, listen, I'm going to give you, it's not like a Chelsea situation that, listen, buy anything you want. Man United, buy anything you want. Liverpool, hey, spend this year. We didn't spend anything. Spend 500 million. No, Red Bull has given them a budget on which they have to run. It's not it's not a blank check. That is the big difference between them and others. Foul from Harsh Patre. Ooh, that hurt on Arithro Das. That hurt. So therefore, that's the difference, right? You would think that there is a blank check. No, there isn't. And even look at Salzburg, who have been the one. If you want to talk about Germany being a one-team league, Austria has been even more with Red Bull Salzburg. But even in Salzburg, Red Bull has not blindly been spending money. So that is, I think, the big difference between them and other investors who've come into football, that they have actually looked at their investments, looked at the structure of their investments, unlike others who just invested. And that is the final whistle. FC Goa scored a deserving 3-0 win against Inter Kashi in the Super Cup 2025-2026, and that means that FC Goa are the first team to qualify for the knockout semi-finals of the Super Cup 2025-2026. So they are going to be in the semi-finals because they are on 6 points. Northeast United are on 2. Jamshedpur FC as well as Inter Kashi are on 1 point each, and that means that, as I say, they are in the semi-finals, and that is sort of done and dusted. So FC, congratulations for FC Goa. I think deserving, to say the least, because they were clearly the better of the two sides, and deserving to be in the semis. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I would say that yeah, there we see what it is. Will Leipzig ever becomes the stadium enough to keep their best players, or is it Bundesliga racing don't help clubs to become like Bayern? Rishabh, the question for Leipzig is, if you've got an offer, was it 75, 80 million for Šeško, do you keep him or do you release him? Right? If you've got the offers you've had for other players, Timo Werner, whoever you've had, even Xavi Simons this summer, you let the players go. Because you will think, I can bring in players, right? The next generation, next crop of players, and then build them. And Leipzig will always tell you the one player that they wanted to bring in but couldn't bring in from Salzburg because it looked like Dortmund looked like the better team for him was Erling Haaland, right? That's the only player. So, yeah. One second, let me just quickly send out a tweet. 1 second, guys. I'm still there. I'm just sending out a tweet, and then you can see me again on this live. What am I doing? 1 sec. What did I return? Whoops. 1 second. 1 second, I'll be back. Right, sorry. Just putting back myself on the screen. Yeah, that's me. Right. So FC Goa in the semi-finals of the Super Cup, 3-0 win against Inter Kashi. Yeah, I would say actually too one-sided. It was more one-sided I thought than it would be. I don't know what you guys think, but I thought it was very, very one-sided from FC Goa, who were clearly the better of the two sides. And Inter Kashi had no real answers to the game of FC Goa, who controlled the game from start to finish. And Inter Kashi, yeah, will have to do a lot of work to grow. Northeast United out ho gaya kya? Yes, Northeast United out, Jamshedpur FC out, Inter Kashi are out, because at the end it is only FC Goa who stay in the tournament. So yes, FC Goa are the only ones who are staying in it, and they have made the semi-finals of the competition as the first team to achieve that. So that's also a big achievement for them. And yeah, they are now in the semi-finals. So FC Goa are in the semi-finals, and that's a big thing for them. And yeah, Kanan is unhappy about that fact. I said, hoga kya? Kanan, no idea. Koi malum nahi hai. ISL hoga, nahi hoga, kya hoga? That's no one has an answer. I know a lot of people are speculating on that, but there is no answer to that at this moment in time. As I speak to you, there is no clarity if the ISL will happen or not. So I don't know. And again, I don't know. We don't know if the ISL will happen or not. But at the moment, it looks more than likely that the ISL might not happen at all. That's a real danger. So slowly, talking about today, yeah, once again, 2-2, Northeast United versus Jamshedpur FC. Messi Boli getting a late equalizer for the Steelmen, and FC Goa scoring a deserving 3-0 win against Inter Kashi. So yeah, that's the reality. If we lost money, if ISL don't happen, yeah, of course, money will be lost. Money has been lost over the last 11 years since the ISL started. So those are all realities. And to me, let's wait and see what happens. But today, the Gores have won. The Gores are in the semi-finals of the Super Cup. The other three teams are out with one match day to go. Tomorrow, October 30th, the next round of matches. Bengaluru FC face Mohammedan Sporting in the evening match. And early in the day, it is Rajasthan United versus Kerala Blasters. So therefore, very interesting to see what the Blasters do in the first match, what DFC do in the first match, and of course also Rajasthan United. Well, let's see if they can be one of the I-League teams to cause an upset. And of course, Mohammedan Sporting, what kind of a team do they put out? That will be also very interesting to see. So with that, I come to an end of this live. If you've liked this conversation that we've had, different topics again during the live, leave a like behind, share it with other people. And if you haven't, do subscribe to the channel so this channel can grow further. Thanks a lot as always. And watch the short videos. Support me on that as well. Do watch the short videos I've been doing over the last 3-4 days. Short videos summarizing the group stage of the Super Cup. And watch my video 3 days ago of the first round of matches in Group A, and then Group B, Group C, Group D, and then earlier today about Group A. So do watch those videos, and always thank you for your support. And with that, I come to the end of this live. Thanks and good night.